What's going on, Raider Nation? This is True Raider, getting to you with some breaking news. Luke Getsy has officially been hired as the Las Vegas Raiders offensive coordinator. Now, I know this wasn't everybody's ideal pick for the offensive coordinator position. You know, there was a lot of people that were really attached to the Kliff Kingsbury hire. You know, but there's been some reports that came out stating that Kliff Kingsbury was actually offered the 3rd-year deal. For those of you that don't know, during the discussion for contract, you know, there was a breakdown, and basically it was reported that Kliff Kingsbury wanted 3 years and he was only offered 2. Now it's coming out that actually he was offered the 3rd year, but ultimately during that discussion process, the commander swooped in, you know, offered him the 3 years, and ultimately he ended up taking that deal. You know, so we got Luke Getsy is coming over from the Chicago Bears. You know, there's a lot of things that I personally am feeling a little sketched out about, you know, but ultimately, you know, I've been watching some tape breakdowns. I've been able to, you know, hear what other people are saying about him, and there is some positive things that are coming from this. You know, also I'm hearing reports that there's you know, that there's a little bit of handcuffing that was going on, you know, when it came to being able to coordinate the offense there with the Bears. You know, and I know that we saw some of that going on when it came with Josh McDaniels and Patrick Graham, where, you know, Patrick Graham was kind of being handcuffed by the head coach, and then, you know, once Antonio Pierce came in, the handcuffs were off, and all of a sudden he was being able to be in a position where he could really call the defense the way he wanted, and that defense really started to thrive. You know, and so, you know, with any luck, when Luke Getsy comes in, you know, he'll be able to come in, handcuffs off, be able to run the offensive scheme the way he wants to run it. Of course, he's going to have some help. You know, there's been the talks about, you know, Hugh Jackson coming on, and you know, I'm really interested to see what this is going to ultimately end up looking like. You know, with the staff that the Raiders are putting in place right now. I'm really excited, you guys. You know, I gotta say that I haven't been this excited for the Raiders staff going, you know, into the off season like this. I don't think ever. You know, I've been a Raiders fan for, you know, since 2001. I've watched a lot of. There was some good. There's been a lot of bad. You know, and ultimately, you know, the last couple of years with the whole McDaniels and Ziegler and Patriot Way, and you know, getting rid of Derek Carr, bringing in Jimmy Garoppolo, you know, there's just, we had Aiden O'Connell, 4th-round rookie, starting for us. There's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of stuff that was very unsure and unclear of what was coming next. You know, and I gotta say, guys, I'm starting to get excited. I'm feeling very optimistic about, you know, what the future may hold for the Las Vegas Raiders at this point. You know, and I'm really excited to just see what happens with the draft. You know, there's a report that came out from Jeremy Fowler where he was talking about Jayden Daniels, you know, and the fact that during the hiring process of the offensive coordinator, you know, it was, I guess the discussion that was happening with some of the candidates was leaning towards the idea that the Las Vegas Raiders are planning on drafting Jayden Daniels. And, you know, if that's the case, you know, and they're really shooting for Jayden Daniels, I personally think that that's a big reason why Kliff Kingsbury backed out of the deal, because it's obvious that he's really attached to the Caleb Williams idea. You know, he's definitely really high on him. He's been coaching with him at USC. And, you know, it would make sense that he would come in, find out that the Raiders are not planning on drafting Caleb Williams and that they're in fact planning on drafting Jayden Daniels. And, that being the case, he saw an opportunity where he could move over there to the Washington Commanders. They're drafting number 2. That's where Caleb Williams is from, so he'd be going back to hometown. He's already stated that he didn't want to go to the Chicago Bears. He didn't want to be drafted number 1 over there, and I think that where there's smoke, there's fire. I think that there's actually some validity to this, and I really think that that's why Kliff Kingsbury went over there. You know what? If he doesn't want to be a Raider, then he doesn't have to be a Raider. I think it's very important for us to have staff, for us to have players in this building that really want to be with the Las Vegas Raiders. There's a lot to be said for, people that really just genuinely want to be here. Being able to see some of the interviews that are coming out. Jacoby Myers was, talking about how excited he was, after the whole thing with Antonio Pierce, and being able to just really refuel his passion for the game, and really see that fire light in him, and we're seeing that across the entire roster. This whole roster is filled with guys that are just super excited to be playing for Antonio Pierce, but more importantly, to be playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. So, let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button. Please subscribe. I'm just starting this channel off, up and coming, and I look forward to providing more videos for you guys in the future.